We are back here at Opposites Attract. Beautiful evening spending here with my partner Jonathan Stenko, and we just finished talking about a very heated topic, the Red Sox-Yankees rivalry, which we weren't even supposed to talk about.
And that's how it went. We just go with the flow.
Exactly.
Just go with the flow.
Tanaka was the topic. But anyway, we're moving on to a potential agreement in topic to Iona College basketball.
I don't think there's any denying the fact that right now Iona College basketball is starting to hit its stride. The men's team has won 3 in a row. The women's team, for those of you who don't know, has won 16 straight games, 4th longest winning streak in the country, 17-2 on the year. Listen, right now Iona College basketball is pretty hot. Both teams coming off wins against St. Peter's. And listen, there is a possibility this year of both the men's and the women's squad winning the MAC championship, which would be phenomenal for Iona.
I wanted to tell you something. After the St. Bonaventure game, was that the game that Iona?
That was the men's game. That was the games they lost at home pretty badly.
Pretty badly. After that game, I was doubtful that I was a little bit doubtful. I won't say completely doubtful. I was a little bit doubtful that the Gales men's team had what it would take to win the MAC this year.
Yeah, that was a 102-89 loss back on December 14th.
They're dealing with a Manhattan team that's coming in this Friday.
Yes, they are.
And they're dealing with a team that's in first place right now.
They're not in first place
anymore.
anymore.
In first place.
No, they just lost to Quinnipiac the other day at home in overtime.
Really?
And Quinnipiac was without their best player, Drame, who Iona beat when Drame wasn't here with Quinnipiac back on the 24th.
Well, they've been in first for most of the season so far.
They have. They were preseason number 1.
Now, overall, they're 15 and what? Or what is their record overall?
Pulling up the standings right now.
I'm pretty sure they're like 15 and 5 overall.
Yes, they're a very, very good team. I think they have 9 road wins on the year.
They're 7-3 in the MAC. So they are 7-3 in the MAC. And let me know what you get on that overall record. But with Manhattan coming in this, so after the St. Bonaventure game, I was seeing a lot of holes. Obviously, the defense for Iona has been a hole for a long time.
Oh yeah,
has it not been? And I was really saying to myself, how can this team really contend if it's going to be such a consistent pattern of bad defense?
Well, we haven't had a good defense now for 3 years.
Well,
no offense to the other teams. That the at-large team of Scott Machado and Mike Glover wasn't a great defensive team. Last year, defense. What's defense? The Gales just scored.
They rely on their offense.
Yeah, they had Momo Jones.
Offense.
Exactly.
They just get the ball, they score. They get the ball, they score.
Well, you know what? That's why I think Iona's having success now. Because the past couple games, frankly, Tim Kluse talked to Coach Billy Gotze. You want to?
No, go ahead. Go. No, go.
The other day, I believe, it was against Niagara. Iona won 118-92, and I was on the road with the women's team. We were in Buffalo. Coach Billy Gotze, we were following the men's game. We're in a restaurant, and Coach Billy Gotze texts Coach Kluse, saying congratulations on the win, blah blah blah, 118 points. He's like, yeah, we can't play defense, so now we figured we'll just outscore everyone.
That's what Kluse said?
Yeah, they came to the realization that they can't play defense, so now why not? We'll just score.
I want to say something though. I want to say something though. I understand that they if they can't do it, they just listen to me. But the last game here at home, were you here?
No, I was on the road with the women's team.
You didn't see that game?
No.
Okay,
no,
so you wouldn't know that the Gales had potentially their best defensive game of the year.
Yeah, they won 95-73.
They rebounded like I've never seen before. Isaiah Williams was getting up over 2 humongous players on Quinnipiac's team. Now, I forgot their names. One is like one begins with an A. 2 of their biggest defenders. Might have been. Isaiah Williams was getting up above them, getting rebounds. They out-rebounded Quinnipiac 50-40, I believe. Or no. Was it 40-30? They out-rebounded them by 10 points.
It was 45-97 rebounding. Iona advantage.
No, I'm talking about in the first quarter. I mean the first half.
Oh, the first half?
Yeah, I think
I think I have it right now. In the first half, Iona was out-rebounded Quinnipiac 26-20.
Really? It was 26-20?
Yes, it was in the official Icy Gales website.
Oh wow! I thought it was a little bit more than that. Okay. Well, anyway, they out-rebounded the
Anthony Carlos stumpified.
Yeah, I'm stumpified. Quinnipiac hasn't been out-rebounded, I believe, since
it was 94 straight games.
94 straight games.
And who would have thought that Gales would have ended that streak? Out of anyone.
So I think we're seeing a little hope here. In the fact that
I agree.
They had their best defensive game of the year.
I agree.
Another thing that the Gales don't do well at all is scoring the paint. And in this particular game, they scored in the paint, and I believe they outscored. I believe they outscored Quinnipiac in the paint as well.
Yes, they outscored Quinnipiac in the paint 40-30.
They were getting gritty and dirty, and they were very, very dominating over Quinnipiac.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, we know it's a perimeter shooting team. We know they like to shoot the threes.
Yep.
We know that that's how they make their money. But when I saw after St. Bonaventure how things just fell apart defensively, and after that the pattern was up down. They'd win one, they'd lose one, they'd win one, and I saw that they didn't do consistently what they needed to do other than scoring threes, and when they don't score threes, they're completely shut down.
Mm-hmm.
And defensively, they're never doing anything defensively. So
we say that with all respect.
No,
but we know
we
know the men's team struggles defensively.
We know that. Yeah, I know. I think that listen. I think that they're a very good team. To be honest, I think they're a good team overall. But what my point is I love to see them do things they don't normally do, because I think that separates them from the pack, and I think that gives them a shot to win this all.
No, I agree.
Because when they're driving the lane, which they don't do a lot, but and doing stuff like that, I feel like, it's utilizing different parts of the game that they obviously can use.
Yeah, right now Iona's at 8-2 in conference play. They're in second place. Canisius is 8-2. They're first place, but they have the tiebreaker. They won here at the Heinz Center. Billy Barron, phenomenal game on ESPNU.
He's real good, that
kid. He's the best player in the MAC.
You think he's the best?
Sorry, Sean Armand. Billy Barron, hands down.
I don't know. I think when Sean's on, he gives them a run for his money.
Billy Barron, in my mind, he was preseason player of the year for a reason.
I say the only problem might be a slight problem of inconsistency, where Barron might be a little more consistent than Sean.
And he's a better passer than Sean.
He's a better passer than Sean?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, but no, Canisius at 8-2. Manhattan's at 7-3 in conference. Quinnipiac's at 7-3. Then after that, I think that's the cutoff. I think those are the top four teams: Canisius, Iona, Manhattan, Quinnipiac. Quinnipiac surprising people. This year they were picking the bottom half of the conference. They're really surprising people. And then after that, you got Ryder, Siena, Monmouth, teams that are competing. You got Jimmy Patsos coaching Siena. I mean, they can make a run just because Jimmy Patsos is a phenomenal coach. But the team doesn't have talent right now that he could really utilize. But right now, I think if looking at the men's side, you gotta look at Canisius, Iona, Manhattan, Quinnipiac. Those are four teams I think that are going to compete for the title. I think you can go to any one of them. And who would have thought that this upcoming Friday would be a match with the top two scoring offenses? Iona, you'd expect. Manhattan is number 2 in the conference in scoring.
Yeah,
that's not something you expect from a Jaspers team, from a Steve Mazziello team. But they average roughly 75 points per game.
What do you expect from Romel Brown in that game?
I think Romel Brown's going to dominate inside. I think this game's going to be tough for Iona.
But wait a second now. Do you think that Klus is going to go with the strategy of all guards? Or you think he's going to throw in David Lowry?
I think we've played so much better with David Lowry coming off the bench. I don't know why, but Lowry I think is better coming off the bench.
Because it's giving different looks.
I think it's because it's motivating Lowry. I think Lowry's also in his own head, his free throw shooting problem. I mean, we all know the struggles he has there. Yeah. It's like the Iron Giant shooting free throws, no bend in his knees.
Yeah.
But listen,
but some of the best players in the NBA can sometimes they weren't able to. Look at Shaquille O'Neal.
Okay, Shaquille O'Neal was a little bit bigger than David Lowry.
I know that's true, but
just smidge.
I'm saying though that you know what I mean. Put it in perspective. This is college level.
I agree.
NBA.
David Lowry is a mismatch nightmare down low because he can take you off the dribble. I'm not denying that.
Yeah.
But David Lowry's got to have confidence in himself to be able to make moves to the basket. And if he's fouled, he's got to have confidence that he can go to the line. I think he gets in his own head. I think he knows he can make his move, but he's scared to because he's gonna have to go in the line. He's gonna airball a free throw, which he's done.
That's true.
Which
I never
he's done
thought about
multiple
that.
times this year.
Mentally, that could take away from his game down low.
Exactly.
I understand that, but I think against Romel Brown, that's going to be a good matchup.
Oh, it's going to be a phenomenal matchup. You got the athletic post player in David Lowry versus the brick wall.
Romel Brown is in a lot better shape. Do you remember what he looked like last year?
I do.
He was a little bit soft around the middle. This year he's like rock solid.
Yeah, but he's only
chiseled.
He's only 15th in the MAC, averaging 6 rebounds a game. Listen, that's not phenomenal by any means.
It's not
but
good
he
at
is
all.
averaging 4 blocks per game, and he holds the Manhattan record. He's a block shot machine.
Yeah.
He's a Sabrina Gerardor for Manhattan.
Sabrina Gerardor,
basically.
Yeah. She's very impressive. Sabrina Gerardor.
Sabrina Gerardor, possible MAC Defensive Player of the Year for the women's side. Hands down.
Put up for that.
Hands down, set a record 13 blocks earlier this season.
13 blocks.
Set the Iona record now, I think, with over 210 blocks in her career.
Wow.
Listen, Sabrina Gerardor, it's going to be between her and Leanne Ockenden for MAC Defensive Player of the Year again, just like it was last year.
I mean, I think the women's team at this point, I feel like, everything. I feel like sometimes there's one difference between the men's team and the women's team. I feel like things, and disagree or agree with me, things run a little more. They work a little better together.
Who?
On the women's team.
Oh, yes.
I think that's what happens. I feel like sometimes on the men's team, there's a little chemistry mismatch.
Well, I think the men's team is gathering chemistry, but I think the struggle for the men's team is that there's a lot of JUCO transfers who used to be the face of their team. And now they're coming to Iona where they're going to have to work, and they might not be the face of the team. It might be one night, it might be them. Next night, they might ride the bench. It's going to be something like that. For the women's team, you have an identity. It's D'Amica Martinez and it's Joy Adams.
Exactly.
Those are the top two, and you know they're going to come and perform. For the other team, Sean Armand has had some bad games. Other people have had to step up. There's not a true one go-to player on the men's team. You had Scott Machado 2 years ago. You had Momo Jones last year.
Which are both NBA caliber players.
Both NBA caliber
Sean
players.
Sean Armand.
Not an NBA caliber player. I'm sorry. I know that's his dream, and he might get a chance in the D League. But I think compared to Scott Machado and Momo Jones, he's lacking a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, listen to me. Making it to the NBA is a very difficult thing.
Oh, it's near impossible.
Momo Jones is playing in Japan.
Yeah, professional player in Japan.
All right, but it's not the NBA.
No, he's doing very well there, though.
He is doing very well, but it's not the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Scott Machado, I believe he's on some team. What NBA team is he on?
Golden State Warriors D League team.
D League team. It's very hard to make it to the NBA.
He was on the playoff roster last year for the Warriors.
I know, which is impressive. But what I'm saying, in comparison, Sean is a good player. The only thing that scared me a little bit this year is the fact that he went on a very cold streak for a while. And he was missing threes by a big amount.
The past 2 years...
He loses with his threes.
Oh, he does. But the past 2 years, he wasn't the face of the offense. It was Scott Machado, Mike Glover.
No, he was
the sidekick.
He was a cast member.
Yeah.
On a good team, you need a main character, and you need the supporting cast.
Mm-hmm.
Sean Armand, he played well as a supporting cast member.
That's the thing. No, he's a sidekick. That's why you look at it, and you look at look at the women's team. D'Amica Martinez is the go-to. She's the Batman, if you will.
But
she's the leader of the group.
Right, but she plays well that way.
You know what? She doesn't always play. There are games where other players have stepped up.
That's true.
Look,
that's true. But wait a second. Her off game is 23 points.
Oh, no. Don't get me wrong.
Her on game is 40 points.
Yeah, D'Amica Martinez is the best scorer in the MAC.
Yeah.
Hands down.
So,
the best scorer
it's a
in the
little
MAC.
different.
But no, let me tell you this, though. I think the women's team, their identity is shifting a little bit because you have D'Amica Martinez as a scorer, but you have Joy Adams down low, who's a sophomore, has 11 straight double-doubles. She was just chosen as the MAC Player of the Week for the third time this year. I will tell you now, Joy Adams is going to give D'Amica Martinez a run for her money in MAC Player of the Year.
Is she?
She's third in the nation in rebounding.
I think she's a little bit bigger, and I think she uses her physical body to do.
Joy Adams is the most athletic post player. There was a fast break just a couple of games ago at home against Manhattan.
Right.
Joy Adams ran the floor. Someone was fouled on a layup, and Joy Adams was trailing. Joy Adams jumped up and grabbed the rim on the way to try and grab the offensive rebound. I kid you not. Grabbed onto it, held onto it, then fell down.
It's amazing.
It's
amazing.
She does that in the flow of the game.
Yeah. Very athletic. She uses her physicality and her athletic prowess to really benefit her. D'Amica's not that tall.
Yeah, she's only 5'7".
But she's a shooter, she does. I feel like she leads a well-balanced attack, though.
She does. When D'Amica's driving to the hoop is when she's most effective.
Right.
Because then they have to give her space on the jump shot.
She gets separation.
Yeah.
But I just think that it's okay. Let me put it this way. You know how it's easier for some people to do certain things because they have something.
They have
the edge. So I feel like D'Amica and Joy both can do the same things, but it might be a little bit easier for Joy because of her body type.
Well, that's the thing. Look at D'Amica. She's been now the focus of this offense now for 2 years. Every single team is going at her saying, we need to stop D'Amica Martinez. And there's no doubt Joy Adams is benefiting from all that attention.
And it's opening up everyone else.
And it's opening up Alicia Powell, who played phenomenal at the beginning of the start of this conference play.
She's very good, too.
Aaliyah Robinson coming off the bench has had, I think, 4 out of her past 5 games have been double-digit scoring.
And D'Angelo sets the table very well.
Haley D'Angelo.
She's a very good leader.
For those of you who don't know, is the captain of the women's team, and she basically is everything you want in what you want to build in a foundational player. She's not great at anything.
No, but she's got that vision. She's got that vision. She does what you need. You need a good player to take command.
She's the most coachable player on the women's team.
Exactly. Sometimes it's not most talented. even though she's got talent. It's what they do for. It's what the player does for a team by being a leader, as you were saying.
She leads by example.
She's the
one who calls all the huddles. When the
but I feel
time's
like
getting rough.
her vision is very good when she sets up plays and she directs traffic, and I feel like she does everything well with getting the pieces in the right position to let the talent flow.
She knows that offense with her eyes closed. She can run that offense.
See, she could coach the team. See, that's what you need.
She's a coach on the floor.
Do you think that the men's team has somebody like that?
I don't think this year they do.
I don't think so either.
No, but I mean that someone can go into that role. I mean, listen, Sean is the leader of the team, but Sean's not the point guard. You have AJ English running the point guard now.
And AJ English is not vocal enough.
He's not. Well, he's very young. He's only a sophomore.
Right. And AJ English is also somebody who I feel like he can get very
he gets very frustrated.
Heated. He gets very heated.
Yes.
But I feel like when it comes to that type of leadership of that D'Angelo exemplifies, I don't think it's there.
No. Again, he's only a sophomore. Haley D'Angelo's been here for 5 years, a redshirt senior.
Yeah, well, that's true. I mean,
she went through all the years of Coach Bozzella, and I think she's now flourishing under Coach Gotze.
Yeah,
but listen.
AJ English is having an amazing year.
Oh, he is. He's having a great year. Breakthrough year.
A few games ago, he had 30 points, right? 30 points. Now he's had his bad games, but listen, he's learning a new position. Mm-hmm. Has he played the point guard before?
He played point guard in high school. That was the last time he played point guard.
Okay, but high school is different from college.
Exactly.
And he's also competing against teams that are very good. If you remember against the Jayhawks, he put up some good numbers that game.
Ryan Hines put up good numbers against the Jayhawks. That game was all out of whack.
Yeah, I know. Well, Ryan Hines, I really appreciate though the way that. Listen to me. He's a hustler. He hustles.
Oh,
I feel like he's a very hard-nosed player.
He reminds me. You weren't here for when Kyle Smythe was here.
I don't.
Kyle Smythe, when he was here my freshman year, I believe. And listen, he's the one who took the charge. He's the one who dove on the floor.
Yeah.
That's what Ryan Hines is. But Ryan Hines is raw. Ryan Hines,
exactly.
He's right now. He's a piece of stone that Coach Goose needs to